Hey guys, what up? It's Corby here, and today we're going to be going over the Milwaukee Stanlers Week 1 matchup in the WPF Magikarp League Season 8. This week we were playing against Delhi's Pults. They're coached by PV Pro, and I just wanted to go over step by step what happened in this week's match, just as a self reflection for myself, and kind of pointing out where the rust is with me this year. I think the last time that I was seriously playing competitive Pokemon was the last time that I was in a draft league, which I believe was WPF season 5, and I think I dropped out after a couple weeks because school was getting really busy. So we're just going to go over the moves that were made and what we had going on in this week's battle. So starting off, we got ourselves a pretty lucky matchup. My thoughts here. I clicked knockoff on my first turn. The thoughts here was, if that Keldeo was a scarf, I wanted to remove the scarf as soon as possible. I didn't want to have to deal with the scarfed Keldeo. I wanted to be able to outspeed it with my Mr. Mime, and I wanted Tapu Koko to be able to outspeed it, and I wanted Gyarados to be able to outspeed it after one Earthquake. Arguably, I hit the better target, hitting Gliscor, getting rid of its Toxic Orb, so I didn't have to worry about that anymore, which was a great move. And then from here, I'm free. I get that little bit of leftovers. He U-turns out. I'm running a really slow Scizor, so I get the advantage off of the double U-turn right there, and it allows Lancing Castero to come in here. Now, Lancing Castero, I calced Dazzling Gleams, and it was a one-shot on any variant of Mandibuzz that he was running, and it was either, I think it was like a 50-50 to knock out Gliscor at this point. So I hit Gliscor, and so I hit him with the Dazzling Gleam. I'm stuck on Specs here. If I wasn't Specs, I'd be able to U-turn out at the 4%, but I'm stuck on Specs. I debated switching out here, but I wasn't positive what he would be going into. If he would make an aggressive move into Darmanitan, if he wanted to, or if he wanted to keep this alive at all. I opted to just try to knock this out so I could spam Thunderbolts, where he switched out into Venusaur. So here I switch out into Norik. I get hit with the Earth Power, which he gets a crit, which really sucks. But in the end, the crit shouldn't have mattered. My thought process here, we'll watch what happens here. I get let my Scizor die. This is a terrible thing to go. That's one of the last Pokemon I should have let die. Period. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, cause even if I was running, I was running no speed, so there was no situation where Venusaur was going to be slower than me, and if he was running any amount of speed, there's a good chance that he wouldn't have outsped either. I believe I clicked the roost there. So if I hadn't been crit and I had made that same move, there's a good chance that Scizor still lived. But in the end, I shouldn't have made that move in the first place, and it shouldn't have mattered. Then I go out into Mr. Rhyme. I get off a Baton Pass, which Mr. Rhyme gets, which gives me an advantage to go into Daedalus. He's going to get a U-turn out into Venusaur. We're going to hit the Venusaur with an Earthquake. I'm going into Coco here. Part of me was thinking I could scare him with the Brave Bird that I wasn't packing if he thought I was a mix. I hit the U-turn to get out. Florence is a pretty safe switch. I'm not sure if this was ever running knockoff. I was a little bit scared of knockoff, but I shouldn't have been as scared because Chansey didn't need his Eviolite. Chaplin scares out the Venusaur, and that's the second really big mistake I made in this match. For some reason, I had just gotten it into my head. I don't know if I was feeling a little bit nervous, if I was shaken from losing my Scizor, but for some reason, I had gotten it into my head that this Darmanitan Galar was a banded variant, which I should have calced earlier. I should have calced those U-turns. That's information that I should have known that it was scarfed. But yeah, losing this Mr. Rhyme really sucks because he was scarfed and I was able to outspeed. Keldeo was a one-shot. At this point, Venusaur was a one-shot. I didn't even have to worry about Ice Beam or Gliscor. Mandibuzz was a two-shot, and I outsped. It takes on Helios because I was able to run a little bit of HP on it as well, and he's just got a lot of natural bulk to him with 100 base special defense. He put in a lot of work, and I just kind of gave him away for nothing in this matchup. And then big mistake number 3 comes in. Coming into Daedalus in the first place, I don't believe was the mistake. Or maybe it was. Maybe I should have just started off with... I should have went Tapu Koko here to begin with, but staying in here and letting Daedalus take a whole bunch of damage because Daedalus was my way after Scizor went down to take out this Darmanitan Galar, but letting it get chipped down to the point where it could no longer come in the end, I tried to set up Dragon Dances. I had stopped calcing at this point, or not. I calced after this. I don't know why I didn't calc this, but I thought for sure that 2 Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Mega Gyarados would one-shot. The most it does is 99%. So even if I max rolled that, it wouldn't have done anything, and weakening Keldeo doesn't help me at all either. So right now I'm looking at getting 6-0 sweep. I U-turn out. My thought here is, okay, nothing can stop me from either killing something or setting up. And Manbuzz comes out, and I was like, okay, my only chance for winning this is setting up. So I get the sub, I get the Swords Dance, I get the defense boost. I was like, alright, this is over. I can 1v1 this Manbuzz, I can take out the rest of everything that's here. We're doing great. That's not the case. Mandibuzz was packing Whirlwind, which is something I should have thought about. Of course, this thing was going to have Whirlwind when I have so many setup options on my team. From here, we kind of just go back and forth. There's one opportunity I have to maybe pull it out. I have like a very, very tiny % chance to win at this point. Dickory Doc comes in and gets himself a kill. Venusaur wasn't really a worry. But this Darmanitan is. It is scarfed, it knocks that out. So my chance here is there is about a 12%. Actually, no, there's not even a chance. I remember I was looking at it thinking of icicle crashes, and he has like a 12% chance to live an icicle crash, but this Darm is running a earthquake, and that just cleans it up, but he can't go for earthquake while I still have Chansey, because I think Chansey is able to... if I had Seismic Toss, I would have been able to knock it out before Earthquake did. I'm not running Seismic Toss, so he was just playing around that. But I get the chance to even up the differential, so even though I lose, the losing differential is just going to end up being a 1-0. We play some games going back and forth with Chansey and Lightning Casserole, but at this point I'm just playing to even up the differential. Here was another chance when I still thought Icicle Crash. I had a 50-50 of when if he went for Scald or if he went for Secret Sword. I could have maybe saved some HP, but I don't think in the end it mattered if he was running Earthquake and my Chansey was that low. So, hats off to my opponent. He did what he had to do to win. It was a very non-hacksy game, which I enjoyed quite a bit. The only hacks was that crit on Scizor. I don't think I got any crits. I think that's the only one he got. But in the end, that one shouldn't have even mattered in the first place, so you can't be too mad about that. So in the end here, I think the biggest mistake I made was letting Scizor go down so quickly and letting him just go for nothing when I should have saved him, because even Scizor at like no health was still an important thing to keep around, because Bullet Punch just comes in every single time on Darmanitan and allows me to get chip damage on other things as well. I'd say the second biggest mistake was probably not keeping Mega Gyarados and Gyarados around for his Intimidate and his ability to actually do stuff to this Darm. I'm not quite sure what this Darm was running. I'm guessing it had a fighting type move, but I could have just kept from Mega Evolving Mega Gyarados. And then thirdly, Mr. Rhyme leaving this game so early out of just for no reason. I had the easy switch into Gyarados there, and just letting him go really sucked because Mr. Rhyme doesn't get a whole lot of shine in other places, and here he had a really good matchup, and he ended up not doing anything. Totally of no fault of his own. It was all off of mistakes that I made. But we're knocking off the rust. We'll get a rematch against PV Bro, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun matchup with both of us having the knowledge that we have on each other's team now and how to better tackle it. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you guys later.